ready? Okay. Pledge allegiance to the flag, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice. I'd like to call the January 18, 2022 meeting of the Coastal Redevelopment Authority to order. We did have an executive meeting prior to this meeting to discuss legal and real estate matters. First thing on our agenda this evening is reorganizations beginning of the year, and we need to reorganize our officers and so forth.
I make a motion to keep the officers.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So we will have the same, officers will maintain the same positions as they did in 2021. We have minutes in our book here that we've been provided for us. Questions, changes? Motion, what is your pleasure, gentlemen? I would make a motion to approve the minutes.
I'll second.
Thank you, Jack. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Let's see. We have payables that Ruth has provided for us and provided us with an updated list because she did not have the information when she got the book together to include the payment to Coatesville for $47,717. That was reimbursed from PennDOT to the RDA. It's passed through. That is now on the list, and we could pay that this evening. Questions on payables?
I make a motion to accept the accounts payable and necessary.
Thank you, Ricky.
Second motion.
Thank you, Tyrone. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, so that approves the payables. Do we have additions, deletions, or modifications? The only modification I'm aware of is to letter A in new business. And that's the Coatesville Investments amendment. I would like to add that we would want an engineer's letter stating that the soil remediation work that's going to be done will in fact support a 4-story building. And also ask that the developer reimburse the RDA for the costs incurred to get this amendment drawn up and prepared for approval. Presentations, do we have any presentation? Okay. Citizens' comments on agenda items. New business. The first thing that we have, letter A, is to receive and consider a request from Coatesville Investments for amendments to the redevelopment agreement to reduce the purchase price to $250,000. That's from the original $300,000, and amend the scope of work to require development of a 4-story building at 300 East Lincoln Highway. Also, as I stated previously, we would like to have an engineer's letter just to substantiate that the remediation work will provide adequate support for that 4-story building, and that Coatesville Investments reimbursed the RDA for the cost of getting this amendment drawn up.
Mr. Chairman, the complete list of changes that I discussed with the redevelopers council this afternoon would be reducing the purchase price to $250,000, confirming that there was no change in the due diligence period which has passed. Closing would take place within 30 days following the redevelopment authority's approval, if it so approves tonight, and city council's approval of the amendment agreement. The redeveloper is asking for the amendment to provide the construction and development would start within 90 days after the deed expired and receipt of the development authority's approval of buyer's plans, and they would like to be able to provide the plans to the development authority within 60 days of the deed. So 30 June, which they would be obligated to do just 4-story building instead of a 3-story.
All those will be part of the approval if we so desire to approve this. Do we have any questions for Mr. Wilson? He's on the Zoom call. If there are no questions, could we get a motion? What's your pleasure?
I'd like to make a motion to approve. the amendment.
Thank you, Tyrone.
A second.
Thank you, Ricky. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Receive and consider the Coatesville office parcel. We have to table that till next month, Lou.
Yes.
Excuse me,
Parcel
Zeke?
asked to,
Mr. Chairman.
yes,
Quick question. Can you just clarify what you want in terms of, from the engineer, saying that the remediation would support a 4-story building? Because if I go, I don't know the exact date of when I had the soil test, and I think I told them I was going 4 stories, but they might have done it for 3. Worst case, is going to cost me more money if I had to add more concrete. So I'm just kind of confused. Are you guys asking for another test, or?
no, all we're asking for is a letter from your engineer that says, hey, it'll support 4 stories.
Dave, if you look through the emails that I exchanged with Dorothy, there's one part of the geotechnical report that assumes, as part of its statements, a 3-story building. And so I pointed it out to you and Dorothy in one of the emails of the past week and said, we would be looking to get some kind of engineering confirmation from Ingram that what your other contractor is proposing in terms of cement, soil cement remediation, if that's adopted, will support a 4-story building.
Okay, if I build a 4-story building, the engineer has to provide the right amount of soil remediation in order to support it. So, I'm just kind of confused. They gave me a price of what it's going to cost to do it. If it's going to cost more, that's on my dime. If I go 5 stories, I'm going to have to add even more soil remediation. So do you guys just want a letter saying we're going to go to 4 stories and the soil is going to be appropriate to support that? Is that?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, gotcha, okay.
Dave, I'm looking at page 12 of the Ingram geotechnical report, and it says it is anticipated that the proposed 3-story commercial structure will be supported, and it goes on. And so we're looking, I guess, for just kind of like a supplement or a confirmation letter that if you are doing 4 stories and you do adopt the recommendations from your other contractor, that that will be sufficient to support a 4-story building.
Okay.
We okay then, Dave?
Yeah, I guess it's just legal stuff, I guess, because if I'm building a 4-story building and the engineer is not going to approve soil remediation, is not going to support it. So yeah, I guess it's just wording that you guys have to have documentation. Like, is that basically, you know what I'm saying? If I go 5 stories, I probably have to do more soil remediation. They're not going to approve the plans unless the soil is going to support the building that I'm building, right?
Yes, but we'd like the documentation, and you can take up the question with your attorney if you have any further questions.
She couldn't answer again. I didn't understand what she was explaining to me either. So if you just need I understand what you have to do. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, we don't need a test or anything. We just need confirmation that everything will be fine.
Gotcha. Okay. Thank you, by the way.
Receive and consider RDA letter of support for the tourism grant application that IDG is looking for the Chester County Economic Development Council. And that letter is in here. We would be supporting a letter, giving them a letter of support. They would be working through the EDC to get this tourism money, and there would be no cost to the RDA.
So, if you recall, Mr. Chairman, the board approved this at last month's meeting, subject to CCD's for further explaining what the grant funds for the board is for, and so their sub-consultant sent the confirmation. They received the grant in full for the part they primarily intended to use for infrastructure.
Questions, your pleasure. Thank you, Joe. I'll second that. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We'll forward that letter to them and they can include that in their application.
Mr. Chairman, I suggest that the board table B simply because that certificate 10 minutes ago.
Okay. Okay, so D, we're going to table because some information basically just came into Lou, and he needs to be able to review that before we do. So that would move us down to consider the proposal 2022 budget submitted by Bright Realty. I would like to table that if we can. And I'll talk to Tom Taylor about that. And I don't think it's anything that's urgent. Are we in agreement with that? Yeah. Okay, next thing we have is the parking plan agreement for consulting service with Desmond. And that is something that we had discussed, I had discussed with council. It's a it's a $56,000, yeah, $56,000 citywide parking plan. It would be a parking plan if we decide to move forward with it, that Desmond would complete within 6 months. We would turn that information over to the city, and the city hopefully will implement the suggestions that are there. And we would basically get credit towards our indebtedness to the city for that $56,000. If you remember, we looked at it previously, and it was a downtown. At least it was not total. It helps all down. Now this is to do bridge to bridge, everything. Questions on the plan? And Luke, you have had an opportunity to review the contract?
Yes, and so the contract has been revised from the original draft that was previously circulated by Desmond. That was kind of their standard and construction services contract. It assumed that there was a general contractor, it assumed that there was an architect. Here, it talked about doing testing samples, and they had brought to the chairman's attention and the principal Desmond, but this is for putting together a parking study and not for construction related services and identification purposes. It really should be even-handed and not one-sided in favor of Desmond. For example, someone from Desmond jaywalks against the traffic signal while they're doing this parking study. It's their fault and not the redevelopment authority's fault that they were jaywalking. That's not something Desmond for. And so they changes revised contract.
Any further questions on the parking study? What's your pleasure, Jim? I think we all know that we do have a parking issue in the city and it needs to be addressed. I think that the city council is also aware that there's a parking issue that needs to be addressed and basically where do we start? That's how do we address this? What's the proper way of doing it? It's quite detailed, the proposal they gave us, and shows how to fund the necessary changes. It's important. I mean, we all want this, but how do you pay?
I make a motion to.
I would second that, Tyler. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Citizens' comments? None?
Gentlemen, do you guys mind speaking more into the microphone? It's very difficult to follow.
Wants us to speak into the microphone. Can't hear us. Somebody on there. Can't hear us. Speak into the mic.
Are you having difficulty hearing us?
Yes.
No, we are actually at, our next meeting is February 22nd. That's a Tuesday because of the holiday. I should verify that date. Are we ready with that? Sorry.
February 21st, I'm assuming City Hall is closed for President's Day.
Yes. So it would be the 22nd, that's a Tuesday, just like this month. I need Mr. Hardy to make a motion to adjourn.
I make a motion to adjourn.
Thank you everyone for participating this evening. And we'll look forward to getting some of these properties developed and moving forward.
Next meeting is 2/22/22.
What's that?